hard, especially when they're hitting, eh? Because they're hitting so hard.
Yeah. I don't like this guy hanging down either.
And then from there, if we could put a little Velcro on both, we're going to need a Velcro here. We're going to need medical tape here. Mark, you want to bring your chair here a little bit closer? And we'll see if we can tape these two. I'm going to let you guys put your chair here. Yeah, but I want to say mostly here so it doesn't come off. What do you think? Because if you put it here, you might get that loop here like this. You don't want that to happen. Mark, just double check with us.
Well. I didn't get you, I hope. Ah.
Welcome to St. Clair College for today's OCAA men's volleyball match as your St. Clair Saints take on the Niagara Knights. Could you please rise if able and move your hats for the playing of the national anthem?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Windsor, Ontario for We Digital's presentation of OCAA Men's Volleyball. My name's Hudson Hine. Thank you guys for joining us. It is the St. Clair Saints hosting the Niagara Knights. St. Clair starting off to a little bit of a rocky start to the season. Niagara Knights getting their mojo going as they're 3-1 to start off the season. We're going to go look at the starting lineups right now. Riley Orr, RJ Martin, Titan Stifler, Cam Moss, Sam Pinn, Sam Guzak, and Jack Drummond round out the starting seven. Switching things over to the St. Clair side. Now, we said that there would be a couple of roster changes coming in, but right now we're looking at Arthur Richard, Nolan Comaltin, River Ruiz, Calvin Kett, Zach Walls, Nick Kwiatkowski, and Jonas Sertosi rounding out that starting seven. So very similar to what we saw last week. But when I talked to Coach before the game, he said that there could be a lot of substitutes that we had seen last week coming into the game. They had a pretty underwhelming performance in a loss at home up against Mohawk. Looking at the stats on the season, Saints coming in at 1-3, the Knights 3-1. Kills per set dominated by the Niagara Knights. But overall, the defense kind of favors the Saints. It's just, can they just get rid of these forced errors by the opposition? Looking over at the Niagara Knights roster now, they definitely win the height difference here. Multiple people towering over 6'5" on the roster, whereas the Saints, they got 6 of them. I'm gonna see if they can use that height to their advantage. Joe Satoshi coming in as the tallest player on the team. As we are just about ready to get set on this chilly night here in Windsor, glad you guys could join us indoors. As we are just about to get set and underway here. Titan Stifler, my apologies, Nick Kwiatkowski will start at the service line. The serve, and we're off. Strong return by the Niagara Knights. That's Sam Penn, making his presence felt right off the bat. Second-year player to St. Catharines, Ontario. He'll go to the service line now. Great serve. Kwiatkowski. Outside. Outstanding offensive play by Nolan Comaltain, one of the emerging players on this Saints offense. Excited to see. Coach said that he had a very good practice week, which is why he finds himself in the starting rotation. Low serve. Good return. Comaltain once again. Blocked by Walls, and it's kicked. Almost a kick to save the point, but nonetheless, St. Clair. Great play by Comaltain. Keeps it started and Walls with the block. That one lands out of bounds. Service errors tending to be a theme so far this year for the Saints men's team. Riley Orr with the serve. Kwiatkowski, outside Richard. Oh my goodness. Lays down a hammer. Saints take a 1-point lead now. That'll bring Zach Walls to the line. Wow. He cocked that thing back and slammed it home, giving the Saints a 1-point lead now. That one goes way too far. Almost it's the film guy in the back setting up the iPad. Teams keep bringing these iPads back here, I swear. One of them is going to get hit. One of them is going to get hit by a volleyball. That'll be $200 gone. Sam Guzak at the line now. Kwiatkowski. Satoshi. Handled by Guzak there. Blocked again. Satoshi. If at first it doesn't work, try and try again. Check here on the replay. First block and then the second return by Satoshi. Outstanding play. Gonna bring Kelvin Kett to the stripe now. And River Ruiz unable to handle that one. We're knotted back up at 4. This is Jack Drummond at the line. Great serve. Hard one to handle. They do. Can he get it over the line? He does. Outstanding play, but a free ball. Picked up Kwiatkowski. Kett, back line. Hits it over cross body. Outside, pin. Good rally going on here. Outside Richard. And a strike coming in from the back line by Drummond. 6'1" player out of Thorold, Ontario. Finds a very small seam. Outstanding accuracy right there. Gonna bring himself to the service line for the first time tonight. That one's way too far. Calvin Kett erupts. I wouldn't say the entire Saints team, but it was mostly just Calvin Kett. 5-5 is your score. Here's Richard at the line now. Great serve, low, strong, and fast. To the back line, Ruiz handles. Kwiatkowski. Back outside, Kett. Sends that one, tries to take out assistant coach Drew Unruh. Point Niagara. This is Ben Filion. First time we call his name tonight. Outside to Comaltang. He's going to hit the back line of Drummond. Outside, blocked at the line. Powerful block. Kept alive by Niagara. Kwiatkowski, back line, Richard. It's kept alive once again by the Niagara Knights. And finds the crossbody seam is Nolan Comaltang. Outstanding defense here to keep it alive. That was Penn and Filion. But nonetheless, just gave too many opportunities to the Saints. You knew one of them would go down. This is Jonas Sertosi at the stripe now. Finding that front left corner. Score is 7-6. Titan Stifter. Walls finds the seam. 7-7 is your score. In a tight opening set. Also bring Kwiatkowski to the line for the second time tonight. That serve's just a little bit wide. Servicers need to be cleaned up. Saints want to come out victorious in this game. As we mentioned, in the first game of the season, 21 service errors and a straight set loss. That can't happen. Only win so far coming against Redeemer at home. Walls sends that one far. Dan Dominguez almost tried to take him out right there. He's going to bring Nolan Comaltang back up to the stripe. The serve. Solid serve. Oh my goodness. An ace. It's going to give the Saints a 1-point lead now. Like, check the serve. Beautifully placed. A little bit too low. Libero can't even get a hand on it. Comaltang gonna go back to back. Another great serve. Quick hit. Pin recovers. Over to Stifter. Catches the inside block and the transmitter fell over. Point going to St. Clair there on the out of bounds. Walls. Good serve. Pin blocked at the line. Amazing play. Sertosi did that all by himself. Good job telegraphing where that spike was going to go. Single-handedly blocked there with the right hand. Scores 11-9. Seems to be Sam Pinn down on the floor right now. Could be a cramp. It doesn't look too severe. We'll get you updated. Looking to be perhaps in the ankle. Don't like to assume, but gonna take a look at the standings. Now should be a good time. Cambrian sitting comfortably at 5-1. Conestoga right behind, 4-1. Fanshawe at 3-1. Go down the list a little bit. Find St. Clair down at the bottom at 1-3. Niagara chasing Fanshawe right now, evened up in that third spot. And then we got Boreal and Sheridan rounding it out, still looking for their first wins on the season. So yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of a collision between teammates over on the front side of the court. Might have rolled up on that right ankle. They're gonna get him checked out over the medical booth, but he seems to be fine. Right into the net. You know, even things like an injury timeout can kill your momentum, and that's what the Saints had, and they lost it now. So a 1-point lead for the Saints now, and this is going to bring Sam Guzak to the line. Oh, great serve by Guzak. Right where he wanted to put it. And we are now knotted up at 11 in the first set. Another great serve there. Gonna be a joust at the line. No. Kwiatkowski not tall enough. Drummond puts that one away. Cam Moss listed as an outside hitter. He's wearing the libero jersey today. So Sam Guzak from Beaumont, Alberta. That, oh, lands inside. I don't know about that. Maybe we can get a replay on that. Gonna see here. That, yeah, I could see an argument for hitting the line. I can. And a mishandle on the serve. Suddenly a 2-point lead turns into a 6-0 run in favor of the Niagara Knights. Niagara up by 3. We're going to step aside just for about 30 seconds to a minute. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Coming out of the timeout right now. Saints needed to call a timeout because they were on a good run for themselves, but then momentum shifted towards the Niagara Knights. 6-0 run right now. Sam Guzak feeling very comfortable at the line. What has he got in store for us right now? The Saints timeout kills momentum. We'll see. Kwiatkowski, outside Kett. Too far. That's about the third time that Calvin Kett has sent a ball over there this game. Not having a good feel for it today. As Guzak once again returns to the stripe. It's up and it's far. Well, maybe that's what the Saints needed to get right back into this one as Guzak sends that one high. The lead is now 3 for the Niagara Knights. Calvin Kett. That one lands at the inner seam. The lead is 2 now with Ket at the service stripe. Into the net it goes. And another service error for the Saints. The lead is 3 now. Jack Drummond at the service line. He sends one into the net. Going service error for service error right now. Arthur Richard will look to break that. And he has a perfect serve for the ace. Arthur Richard now. Trying to collapse this lead. It's 1 now. And touchdown by the other side. And nobody home to fill the inner portion. Nice misdirection there. Nobody was ready. Everyone had stayed home. Proved to work well for the Niagara Knights at 17-15 now. Calvin Kent could have let that one go. Outside, Comate, oh my goodness, he clocks it back. Oh my goodness. Watch his hair, right down that right seam. You could feel that one in Detroit. Jonas Otosi now at the stripe. Solid serve. Picked up by Moss. Oh, double touch right there. And we're knotted up at 17. In the game right now, Ryder Bodegard. As that serve goes into the net. Knights lead by 1. Bodegard at the stripe. Comate sets up Ket in the back line. Gives a free ball over to the Knights. Sends that one down. Sam Guzek. Bodegard back to back. Serves at the stripe. Picked up off the ground by Ruiz. Walls tries to send it back. Free ball for the Saints. Kwiatkowski. Walls, that quick shot that we're used to seeing from him. Issue that we've seen in previous games, though, is that the more that he starts to use it, the more that other teams start to be able to telegraph it. An outstanding offensive play, though, by Zach Walls. You know when it's coming. Picks his spot on the floor. They're within 1 now. Kwiatkowski. Walls again. Speed and size. Perfect mixture of both. Walls is an outstanding player for this Saints team. From Amherstburg of Ontario. And a great serve. Kwiatkowski gives the Saints the lead. Mishandled there by Bodegard. Oh, and it takes out Coach Stone's back calf. Lands out of bounds. Coach Stone will take that one all day, every day. Here's Bodegard at the line now. I'd mixed them up earlier. I was calling Stifter Bodegard. My apologies. That one goes too far. 21-20 in favor of the Niagara Knights now. St. Clair really needing to dig in. Ryder Bodegard. Off the net. All according to coach's plan. Timeout by Coach Sean Rio. Definitely a difficult play for the Saints to have to play against. We're going to take a break. We'll step aside. We'll catch you guys back here in about a minute. Welcome back into Sports Facts. Coming out of the timeout, Sean Riom talking things over with the team. Down by 2, 22-20 here in the first set. Gonna need to try to muster up a comeback here as Bodegod is at the line. Kent finally finds his spot on the floor. It's 21-22. Nolan Comaltang now at the stripe. Oh my goodness, that one just went through the net. No deflection at all. But it lands in bounds for the Niagara Knights. 21-23. Looking to force a set point here. Noah Tremblay subbing into the game now. Out comes Orr and Moss. Good set, over to Richard, very low. Lightly touched free pass. And nobody home to cover the block. The set was a little bit too far, close to the net. At the time they tried to go for the kill, it just, not enough leverage. He had to kind of extend his body over the net there. Kwiatkowski. Blocked again, and that's going to be a set victory for the Niagara Knights. They get this one kicked off. It's 1-0. 25-21 is your score. Once again, nobody there to help out for the Saints. 3 people for the Niagara Knights. It's 1-0 in favor of the Niagara Knights. Welcome back after some first set action. Let's look at the highlights. St. Clair was going toe-to-toe, starting off very good. Some good attendance today so far. Get things kicked off. The Saints started off very well, but Niagara kept replying every single time. It felt like the Saints got off to something early. The Niagara Knights would just come right back with a little bit of a punch of their own. Sooner or later, Niagara forced St. Clair to kind of just run out of gas. Very good first half of the set by Sam Pin, but he went out due to a little bit of an injury. But the replacements, Ryder Bodegod, Titan Stifter, playing outstanding so far. Student section consisting mostly SSSAA members and the St. Clair women's team. As well as the Niagara women's team. They have stayed around because, I mean, I don't think the bus is going to leave without the men's team. That game went probably about 45 minutes longer than it needed to. Saints came out on top of that one, 3-2, in a nail biter, might I say. (25-21), your score in the first set. Second set is a complete new game. Niagara trying to close this one out as quick as possible. Officials chatted up. Noah Tremblay seeing some court time here. Cam Moss seems to have taken off the libero shirt, and Noah Tremblay is now at libero. So interesting the way that they run this. We'll see. Titan Stifter sets up Walls. Oh, almost a great save combined by Drummond and Tremblay there. Unable to get that one off the floor. It's 1-0 in favor of the Saints. Talking to Coach Sean Rion before the game, he had mentioned he just wants his team to get off to good early starts and not have to play catch-up early on in these sets. Seems to be going the other way around, and that's an ace. Great serve by Nick Kwiatkowski. As you see here, Drummond hesitant on if he wanted to touch that one or not. Kwiatkowski. Set, back line. Finds it, Riley Orr. Here's Cam Moss now. Kwiatkowski sets up Walls, the quick shot. Once again, what he does best. Nolan Comartin. Strong, but into the net. 3-2. Saints lead been cut down to 1. Needing to pull away in these early moments. Niagara just not going away though. Kwiatkowski outside. Strike by Arthur Richard. Looks back at Kwiatkowski and says perfect set. Exactly where he wanted it. Opens up a seam. Saints up 2. He's going to bring Zach Walls to the service line now. Set to Guzak. Stifter tried to do a little bit too much, the first-year player. Zach Walls, once again, back-to-back trips to the line. Great serve. It's going to be a free ball in favor of the Saints. Kwiatkowski, Cat. Sends it to the back corner, a little light. Outside Guzak. I think that one caught the inside strip. They're going to give that to the Saints. Going to check here on the replay. So Ket strikes it down. And then the return by the... I don't know, that looked in to me. Saints get away with it, but out of bounds on the service there. Ball don't lie. 6-3. So Saints have the Niagara Knights doubled up now. looking for any kind of help that they can get. Trying to go up 2-0. Didn't get a hand on it, but they're going to call it inbounds regardless. Point goes in favor of the Knights. The lead is now 2. You're going to see here Tremblay. Amazing little triangle set right there. I think it might have touched one of the... I think it caught the inside corner nonetheless. But great sets by the Niagara College Knights. Guzak into the net. Point returns to the Saints. It's 7-4. Calvin Kett now at the service line. He's struggled a little bit this season. Second-year player who attended Brennan. Great serve, though. Awkward play. It's kept alive. Outstanding effort by the Saints there in quick reaction times. But a little bit of hesitation on the strike. Proves to work for Ben Filion from Glenboro, Manitoba. As you see here, he waited a little bit. The hands were up very early by the Saints. They knew exactly where that ball was going to go. Didn't get the right hand on it. Drummond. Ruiz outside. Richard. Off the floor by Guzak. Free ball for the Saints. Richard. Oh my goodness. That's a cannon if I've ever seen one. Amazing form here. Kwiatkowski outside. Wow. And that replay was slowed down if you didn't know a little bit. Arthur Richard now from Woodstock, Ontario. And it was touched by Noah Tremblay. An error he probably wants back. That one was going way over. Everybody seemed to have known that that wasn't one you wanted to touch, and the hands were just a little bit early. Hard pickup. Set outside. Drummond. Off the fingertips of Sertosi. Lead is back to 3. Riley Orr checks back into the game. Ruiz not able to catch that deflection. That one goes far. The lead's back up to 4. Saints in double digits now. 10-6. Tremblay back on. For defense. They're going to bring Filion off. Ruiz checks back out. Oh, very strong closer. I told you the iPad would get hit. I said it. I'm telling you, they got to put it in a better spot. They're getting the beauty shots, but and a little bit too far on the return. Walls unable to cross the barrier into the stands. I knew that iPad was going to get hit there. I told you. That one lands a little bit too far. Another service error back to back. Kwiatkowski into the net. That's 3 consecutive service errors by both teams combined. 11-9 is your score. See if Cam Moss from Niagara on the Lake can find a way to stop this first-year player. And 4 in a row. Service error, service error, service error, service error. It's 12-9 now. Nolan Comaltain looking to end this streak from Stony Point, Ontario. Arthur Richard sends that one back from where it came from, and the first point that's not a service error, and 5 points goes towards the Saints. As you'll see here, Stifter tried to reach up. Come on, Tang. That one out of bounds. Head official makes the boss call himself. The lead's back up to 3, and we're back to more service errors. Richard with power. The lead is back to 4. Timeout called here. See here on the replay, Richard finds exactly where we wanted to put that. We're going to step aside just for a couple minutes. We'll be right back after the timeout. And coming up on Wednesday of this week, it's OCAA Volleyball coming up at 6 o'clock against the Fanshawe Falcons. They'll be visiting St. Clair. Trying to keep their season afloat. St. Clair undefeated at home with the women's, but struggling at 1-3 right now for the men's. 25-21 in the first set, 14-10. St. Clair looking to bounce back and knot this one up at 1. Just coming out of the timeout now. Looking to get the second portion of the second set underway. Zach Walls at the service line. Saints right now on a 3-0 run. That one sent a little bit too far. Outstanding serve. Coach Sean Reholm, first time I've seen him smile in a couple games. It's 15-10 now. That one goes long. 15-11 now. Walls comes out. Ruiz back in. That's Sam Guzak at the service line now. Good serve. Kwiatkowski. Back for Ket. Finds the opening on the floor. Lead is back to 5 at 16-11. Subbing in now. Hold on. Zachary Hoogstad from Chatham, Ontario is subbing into the game right now as service specialist, and Matt Babineau. Two names we haven't called, and Hoogstad, I haven't called his name all season. First time we see him in some action at home all season. Let's see what you got, Zach. Great serve with some good spin on it. Sifter set up, and that one lands on the inside or outside. I think they might be calling a net violation. I'm not sure. Oh, that does okay, it landed on the Saints side. Okay, got you. It landed on the Saints side, but it just bounced towards the Niagara side under the net. Hoogstad, ooh, great set there. Finds the hand for the tool. Great set. Loving the impression that Zachary Hoogstad is making. Had the entire Niagara Knights line shifting to the right. Ended up setting it to the left. Richard cleaning things up. Arthur Richard is a lethal weapon disguised as a human. Yet to see Cale Wilkinson, former MVP of the entire league. Wondering if we'll see him tonight during crunch time. Richard, a little bit of a different serve this time. That one goes a little bit too far. St. Clair closing in on finishing this second set. Arthur Richard. Into the net. The lead is 6. Niagara not going away. They'd love to capitalize off of some of these St. Clair errors now. This is RJ Martin at the stripe from St. Mary's, Ontario. Hit to the back line. Great play just off of the hand of Jack Drummond, locating his spot on the floor. Another amazing set there by Zachary Hoogstad. And that's Nolan Comaltin. Another substitution that we haven't seen so far. Sahil Bardwaj from Brampton, Ontario. Seemed to be a service specialist in previous games. Great serve. Low and well. Outside Moss. Dunks that one down. Babineau and Walls, a little bit discrepancy in size there. Warren on the same page on the block. See, this is definitely a blockable ball. I mean, this isn't one that, yeah, just the hands weren't angled the right way. A forced error from the St. Clair Saints. And into the net. Saints bench loving that. See if they can capitalize on the service error by the Niagara Knights. Babineau at the stripe for the first time tonight. Into the net. It's 21-15 now. Hoogstad subs out. Kwiatkowski back in. Kett back in. Babineau comes out. Cam Moss now. Had a service there last time he was at the stripe. Corrects it this time. Kwiatkowski. Walls finds the inside of the net. As I said, we're going to see a lot of speed from Zach Walls. He doesn't take too long to clock it back. He just has such quick elbow strength there. Jitters his arm forward and earns his team a point. Comaltin. Great serve low. Tremblay. Hard one to handle. Drummond. Ruiz. Kwiatkowski. Kett right into the antenna. Met at the line by the antenna. Kett seen better days so far in the OCAA. Ryder Bodegald now. Kwiatkowski outside. Richard. And that one's blocked, but it's going to return outside stripe for the Saints. It's just so hard, especially with a guy with such a hard arm. 23-16. Walls at the stripe trying to force a set point and even this thing up at 1. Walls. Pick up Tremblay. That one touched by the Saints. No, not touched by the Saints. Thought I saw a deflection there, but my vantage point wasn't the best. A couple bodies in the way. Timeout for Niagara. Go check this replay. No, nobody touched it. Nobody touched it. Just had a weird little curve on it. Explaining why it landed out of bounds. It is 24-16. We'll be back in probably about 30 seconds to a minute. Welcome back out of the timeout now. Saints at a set point with Zach Walls at the line. Niagara going to need more than just a couple points to muster a comeback here in the second set. Zach Walls with the chance to put it away, though. Walls into the net. Sam Guzak now. Kwiatkowski outside for Ket, blocked, kept alive. Komate, they're calling double touch. Sideline judge on the near side is going to overrule the main official. I think that's the right call there. See, touch there. Yep, off the elbow, and then tries to set it back. Not much else you can do there, 24-18. Niagara once again trying to muster up a comeback here. Guzak. Kwiatkowski. Outside, Richard, and that finds the back line. Saints take the second set, 25-18. We're knotted up at 1 here at the Sportsplex. Don't go anywhere. More OCAA men's volleyball when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sportsplex. Let's look at some second set highlights. First set looked like Niagara was the team that kind of had more gas in the tank, but St. Clair ended up refilling. It was Arthur Richard, one of the more dominant performances that we've seen. Absolute cannon of an arm, but don't discredit the defense that Niagara put up. A lot of good transition, but I mean, service errors was definitely one of the key stories of that second set. But Nolan Komate and Arthur Richard, both powerful plays to get this game knotted up at 1. We're just about set to get underway here in the third set. (25-21, 25-18) are the scores of your first sets. It's 1-1. Kwiatkowski will serve. Nick Kwiatkowski. That was a little bit too far. Unnecessary touch by Drummond there. Outside Guzak. Lightly tapped over. No one fell for that on the Saints. Babineau outside. That one lands along the back line. Matt Babineau. Third-year player, St. Joseph's High School. Had a good conversation with his parents before the game. They're my next door neighbors. Pretty cool guys. Nick Kwiatkowski. Drop that one low off of Kwiatkowski's arm, and we're knotted up at 1. Cam Moss now. Kwiatkowski. Outside, Komate, a little bit too strong. Officials granting the point to St. Clair, saying the ball was tipped and deflected. Near sideline judge was the one that overruled the initial call. Oh my goodness, that was a powerful serve. Probably could have let that one go. Nonetheless, it's 3-1. Sometimes it just comes in so fast that you don't know. And that one. See, he might have tried to pull the hands back, but it was coming at you like a laser. Another serve. Tremblay. Blocked at the line by Walls, and it's 4-1 in favor of the Saints now. Covering all fronts. Coming to net. Service stripe. Defense and offense so far. 4 points for the Saints. That one goes a little bit far. Made the right call there when he has so much heat off the gun. You gotta expect one of these. Riley Orr out of Welland, Ontario. Nick Kwiatkowski. Walls gets the tool. 5-2. So Tosi's gonna check into the game now. Ruiz checks out. Walls back up at the line. Here's Walls. Touched up by Moss. A little bit of tic-tac-toe going on. Komate with force. Looking over at the bench, Coach Steve Stone. Word for the official. No timeout called. Just gonna keep Walls at the stripe. And that one tips off of the defender. 7-2 in favor of the Saints now. 5-0 run. Oh no, they're gonna give that point. Call was overruled. That ends St. Clair's run. And that one goes too far. Matt Babineau. Good serve, handled by Cam Moss. Outside, Drummond. Kwiatkowski. It's Richard. Oh my goodness. That grazed that didn't graze the hair of Moss. I thought maybe. It was going right for his head. No, I don't think it did. Now the lead is 3 for the Saints. Jack Drummond at the service line. Off the floor by Komate. Kwiatkowski sends it just right back over. Tremblay sets up Stifter. Lands out of bounds. 8-4 is the score. Great play there by Komate to dig it off the floor. Had the Niagara Knights scrambling, but Can't put it where he wanted to put it. Tried to find that inside patch between the outside hitter and the back right corner. Oh my goodness, what a rocket. Hard one to save. 4 touches. It's 9-4. That's what a good serve can do for you. Can get the other team completely out of shape. Richard once again going with a little bit of a different serve. Shoots it right at Babineau. Nine to 5 is the score. RJ Martin now at the service stripe. Kwiatkowski. Komate finds the front right seam. Outstanding performance by the number 5 on the Saints so far. Ruiz checks out, Walls back in. Going with a much taller and bigger set. Saints, not the biggest team in the size category, but definitely one of the more athletic ones, as Satoshi sends that one right into the net. Tight and stiff there. Trying to cut this lead down. It's 4 now. Kwiatkowski. Back for Babineau. Picked up by Guzak. Babineau. Kwiatkowski. Once again, the quick shot by Zach Walls. One of the best in the OCAA at what he does. Coach Sean Rio, I'm loving what he's seeing right now. And so is the St. Clair bench. Speaking of St. Clair bench, we have not seen Nick Kwiatkowski yet. Or not Nick Kwiatkowski, Kale Wilkinson. Nick Kwiatkowski's the one at the line. Blocked by Komaltang. Shrugs it off. Smiles all around right now. Kwiatkowski will remain at the stripe. And puts it into the net. Helping Niagara stay in this one. St. Clair Saints in service errors. Sets up Komaltang again. Very dominant third set from Nolan Komaltang. As he will go to the service line. 6-point lead now. Looking to extend it. Stifter. Outside Orr. Babineau has to reach back. Kwiatkowski. Komaltang outside Babineau. Grabs the tool. He knew exactly what he was doing. They've got him doubled up now. The lead is 7. Here's Nolan Komaltang. Aggressive. Great serve so far. Richard finds the back left seam. Stays on his side of the body. It's 15-7 now. Subbing into the game right now, Britton Burrows from St. Catharines, Ontario, subbing out. Titan Stifter. Is that one? Didn't get the power he wanted on it. Tried to change something up. Didn't quite work. This is Riley Orr now. Good serve. Kwiatkowski sets up Babineau. Great play, Matt Babineau. So Tosi checks in, Ruiz out. Matt Babineau with a great third set so far. Walls. Outside Guzak. Kwiatkowski. Oh, right off of the hand of Tremblay. Outstanding play there. Expecting perhaps a timeout by Niagara any moment now. Here's Zach Walls. And that's an ace. Near side judge rules it an ace. They're leading by double digits now, 18-8. Walls, amazing serve. And that one lands out of bounds. Richard knew exactly what he was doing. 19-8. Can Niagara get back in this one, or at least make it look respectable? Walls into the net. That's how you start. Get that man away from the service stripe. It's 19-9 now. Here's Sam Guzak now from Beaumont, Alberta. Great serve. Kwiatkowski. Richard. Low. Tremblay handles that one very well. Quick rejection. Down low. RJ Martin. Britton Burrows with a good defensive play as well. Sam Guzak now. Good serve. Kwiatkowski sets up Satosi. Kept alive. Tremblay. Drummond has to get that one over safely. Outside Babineau. Nice soft touch. Babineau been one of the driving factors of this offense here in the second set. It's 20-10 now. Babineau checks out. Hoogstad checks in. And there's Kill Wilkinson. He's now into the game. Timeout. Timeout forced. They saw Kill Wilkinson come onto the floor and they had to make a judgment. 20-10 is your score. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about a minute. Just outside of the timeout. Now we're going to look at the wall of acclaimed athletic players here at St. Clair College over the years. Every player on the court hoping that they can solidify their name on that someday. Some very, very valid names. Set up, and Ruiz almost got a fingertip on that. It's 21-10. See here on the replay. Good serve by Hoogstad. Had to make Tremblay get really low there. Hoogstad back at the serve stripe. Outstanding service game by Hoogstad so far. Loving what I'm seeing. And he picks that one up off the floor. Oh my goodness! Add that one to the highlight package. Watch this right here. Watch this setup, the two-touch, ready, bang. And then Richard with the accuracy. Across the floor, right where he wanted to put it. Hoogstad, another outstanding serve. Scramble here, it's gonna be a free ball for the Saints. Hoogstad, Richard, gets it low. Blocked at the line, and it went back right off of Drummond. It is 23-10. The Saints now have a chance to force a set point. Hoogstad remains at the stripe, exactly how the Saints wanted it to go out of that timeout. They had a little bit of a game plan themselves. And that one goes a little bit too far. Well, it was fun while it lasted. 23-11. Wilkinson's still on the court. Haven't seen much of him so far this game. Drummond. Oh, and that one lands just inside. Might need a little bit of a replay on that one, if possible. Drummond remains at the stripe. Let's see this if it lands in. Yep, that clipped the line. That was well inside the line. Good call by the official. Ruiz, Hoogstad, behind him, Richard. A little bit of an awkward set. Nonetheless, advantage, Niagara. Moss. That one goes a little bit too far. Didn't touch a single hand. Point St. Clair. Set point here in the third set. St. Clair trying to take a 2-1 lead as they've got the Niagara Knights doubled up right now. Arthur Richard will aim to do that at the line. Yeah, see, no touch right there. Outstanding serve, dive by Tremblay. Moss blocked at the line, and the Saints take this third set 25-12. We're gonna switch sides. Saints up 2-1. Don't go anywhere, don't touch that dial. We got more OCAA men's volleyball here on We Digital. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to look at the highlights from that third set. Actually, a complete different looking set from the first two. You see that ace right there. Absolutely outstanding offense from the Saints. Niagara tried to claw right back into that one, but the damage had already been done. Saints take that one at a very comfortable score, 25-12. Outstanding performances by Arthur Richard, Matt Babineau, and Nick Kwiatkowski, always providing his team with amazing sets. Another name to mention, though, Zachary Hoogstad, first-year player, have not called his name all season, is dishing out some absolute heat from the service stripe. Charlie Au almost checked into the game. He looks ready, though. They want to see him get into the game. We have not called his name all year long. So we're just about set to get this fourth set kicked off. Niagara's going to need this one to go the distance if they want to win. And St. Clair trying to get right back into the win column. Sitting at 1-3 now. This would be a huge win for the Saints at home. Here's Stifter. Babineau. With some range. Tremblay outside. Sent back for a free ball. Well hit. Oh my goodness, Arthur Richard. Wow. Nick Kwiatkowski. Beautiful serve. But another even better play there by Riley Orr. The bench is absolutely loving that from Niagara. It's 1-1 now. Kwiatkowski, Walls again. They haven't been able to solve that quick hit by Walls so far, what he's known best for. Gomaltay now. Oh, just off the net for an ace. Getting away with a lucky one. It's 3-1 now. Just off that net. Gomaltay. Into the net. This will bring Riley Orr to the line now. Orr playing a pretty solid game so far. And that one should not have been touched by Gomaltay. Could have been a 2-point lead. Now we're knotted up at 3. Orr with an absolute rocket. Another rocket again. Ruiz. Outside. Picked up Moss. Orr. Outside. Guzak rejected at the line. It's 4-3. Zach Walls. Trying to pad on to this lead right now. It's 4-3. Into the net. We're knotted up at 4 again. Niagara has to capitalize off of some of these service errors. We've seen this happen time and time again, but back in that second and third set, we saw a lot of service errors replied to with another service error. Kwiatkowski. Babineau catches the inside of the line. They're gonna say that one touched the antenna. Or they're saying that he went under the net here. No, they're saying that. Check this on the replay. The net does move a little bit. Catch this other angle. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. 5-5 is your score now. Right into the net. Babineau. That one goes too far. 6-5. In favor of the Niagara Knights. Babineau right up that seam, and they just got out of the way, playing a little bit of dodgeball there. Jack Drummond now. Ruiz. Kwiatkowski. Back Babineau. Knew exactly where we wanted to put that one at 6-6. Richard sends that one way too far. 7-6 is the score. If you guys are joining us from outside of the province, thank you guys for joining us. Subscriptions help, they're free. But nonetheless, I'm seeing a lot of names: Alberta, Manitoba, British Columbia. Thank you guys all for joining. Glad to welcome you guys onto the We Digital stream. That one lands a little bit too far, but they're gonna say that it did have some contact on a hand. 7-7 is your score. A little bit of discussion going on between the officials. Gonna have to see that one more time, perhaps. Maybe later. Jonas Sertosi now. Oh, Walls mistimed the jump. Babineau outside. Great shot. Right at the bottom left leg of the back line. See it here. Finds that left seam. Sertosi now. Great shot. Tremblay. Oh, beautiful anticipation there by Arthur Richard. Sertosi, beautiful serve. Walls tries that one back. Tremblay's got it. Moss. That one goes right out the hand of Walls. It's 9-8 now. Stifter now. Into the net. 10-8, the lead is 2. Nick Kwiatkowski now at the service stripe. Surprisingly, only saw Wilkinson for a couple of plays. Into the net, and Kwiatkowski not happy with himself. Kwiatkowski back for Komate off the shoulder. Oh, almost hit the iPad again. That iPad, I'm telling you, is going to get demolished one of these times. I mean, it already did once this game. On one side, the iPad. The other side, Dan Dominguez. Komate now. Sit for, oh, and the tool. And the point going towards going in favor, yeah, of Niagara. This is Orr at the service stripe. Into the net. 12-10 now. Saints trying to wrap this one up now. Sertosi checks back in. Ruiz out. Trying to mix up a little bit of different sets here is Coach Sean Realm. Walls now. Good serve. Had to dig low for that. Drummond. Kwiatkowski outside for Richard. Oh, could have let that one go was Moss. Hand was caught in the cookie jar there. Walls trying to help his team put this game away in the fourth set. Tremblay. Oh, a little confused on what the intention there was. I think he thought that that set was going over the net, but not really an effort to get any kind of point there. Niagara's going to call a timeout now. We're going to take a step aside. We'll be right back in about a minute. Welcome back out of the timeout now. 14-10 is your score here in the fourth set. Saints trying to put this game away and advance to 2-3 on the season. As the Niagara Knights try to crawl back into this one, they would move to 4-1 with a win. Walls at the line now. Picked up off the ground. Set for outside. Gozak. That one's on the floor, and that hits the line. Oh, my goodness. Coach Sean Rio. I haven't seen this guy smile this much in the game like ever. Coach absolutely loving what he's seeing from his team right now. As Zach Walls is at the stripe. Walls. Serve is up. Good serve. Hard to handle. And the return lands on the St. Clair side, unable to make a setup. Zach Walls. Into the net. That's not what you want. You don't want to let them get back into this with a run. And how you can start a run is by throwing the ball into the net. That's one way that other teams can earn points in volleyball. So you don't want to do that. Gozak. Kwiatkowski. Sets up Satoshi. That lands on the inside of the Knights' net. Here comes Cale Wilkinson. As well, Zachary Hoogstad, who I've been absolutely loving watching his first performance. Kwiatkowski comes out. Babineau also comes out. After the game last week, visibly in the hallways, you could hear Coach saying, we're seeing a complete new lineup next week. Had a very intense practice, but definitely St. Clair got that message. Wilkinson wins the joust, but then it's returned. Wilkinson, oh, good dig off the floor right there. That was Gozak. Richard, that one. Player almost comes in and takes out our score lady. A2 and 11. Hey, glad it wasn't me. Saints bench absolutely loving it. They're getting closer and closer to a win here. Rocket at the line. Coach Sean Rio gets in the action. As we see Coach Sean Rio just couldn't handle it, man. Who let this guy on the team? Nonetheless, Jack Drummond, way too far. 19-12 is the score. Here's Arthur Richard. Great serve. Beautiful touch. Saints are all over it though. Wilkinson, his offense isn't serving well today. I mean, you'd expect the impact just to be a little bit more prominent, but substitutions now. Tremblay comes out, as well as RJ Martin. Bodegod comes in. That one just gets over slightly. Gonna call for a double touch right there. 19 to 14, this lead, which once seemed like St. Clair was gonna run away with it, now being put in jeopardy. Right to Bodegod, and he puts it into the net. Not what you wanted there. RJ Martin comes right back into the game. Just gonna revert the old substitutions that we just put in. Joseph Tosi at the line now, and Ruiz gonna check out. Always a smile on that man's face. Definitely positive attitude. Brings good vibes to the Saints. Burrows. Kept alive. Wilkinson just has to put that one over safely. Free ball. And that one doesn't catch the line. I'd like to maybe see a replay on that. I don't know. I didn't have a good vantage point of it, but gonna look right. Oh, I'm gonna lean that it's out, but I wouldn't call you crazy if you said that was in, or at least on the line. Tosi sends that one right back to the net. Titan Stifter at the service line. Oh, Walls with the quick hit once again finds the back right corner. Babineau and Kwiatkowski are going to check back in. Hoogstad and Wilkinson will come back out. Wilkinson without a kill so far in this game. Might be a message that coach is trying to send, that they need to step things up. Last season was very anticlimactic. Sneaking into the playoffs as an 8 seed, but when you saw how the team can work when all 6 guys are on the same page, they upset the #1 seed in the East Georgian. Sets it out, Moss, it's blocked, and that one lands inside, 23 to 15. Saints with a chance to force a match point here. Oh, and we're seeing another name. I think we might be seeing Logan Henson, first-year player out of Kingsville, Ontario, sub into the game for the first time this season. It's 23 to 15. Remember, next Wednesday, we have OCAA volleyball starting at 6 o'clock. Fanshaw's coming to town. You don't want to miss it. Great rivalry game between the two schools that are very, very close to each other. Let's give you a rundown of the scores right now. 25-21, 25-18, 25-12, and Saints looking for a third consecutive set win. They call this one the gentleman's sweep. Saints with a chance to put it away and a chance to set the match point. Here's number 17, Logan Henson, coming into the game for the first time this season out of Kingsville, Ontario. See him at the bottom of the screen right there. Crowd is absolutely loving to see it. Oh, and there's another person coming on. Charlie Ow, we thought we were going to see him earlier. He's into the game. Charlie Ow, 5'7" out of Windsor. Looking to make an impact here. Kwiatkowski. Good serve, back line. And it's blocked! The entire Saints bench erupts! Oh yeah! Logan Henson, where have you been? Oh yeah, let's see the replay of that. Might not be able to as the match point is being played right now. Blocked, and the Saints come out on top. The entire bench into Swarm Henson. Saints take the game 3-1. Everybody contributing to a Saints win today. Logan Henson, a team favorite, finds himself on the floor for not one, but 2 consecutive points to end the game. Saints take this one 3 sets to 1, 25-21, 25-18, 25-12, 25-15. No need for a 5th set. OCAA men's volleyball action has concluded here on We Digital. I want to know from you guys, who do you guys think was the player of the game? If the chat room is open, leave anyone. Niagara had some great players. I would say in favor of Niagara, Titan Stitford played an amazing game, and I would have to give it to Arthur Richard. Maybe Nolan Comaltain for the St. Clair Saints, but I want to know what you guys had to say. As we look through to the match statistics, it's going to wrap up an amazing day of OCAA volleyball. Men's win 3-1, women's win 3-2. My name's Hudson Hind, and for the We Digital staff, we'll see you guys next time on We Digital.
You're like a knife. What's that? You're like a knife.